Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm going to be doing a general reading for you. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for Gemini. If this reading resonates with you, let me know, please. I'd love to know. This is a Celtic cross spread. I just did it in 2 rows here for space, an overall energy card and an animal spirit card. So, some of your cards came out reversed. That just means you're getting extra protection from spirit. Okay, so let's get started, Gemini. The first card that came out is the Ace of Cups reversed. This card represents your current situation. This card is about, when it comes out reversed, it's about emotional blockage or overflow. So you may currently be experiencing emotions that feel stuck or unexpressed. This card, the Ace of Cups reversed, often shows a heart that wants to be open but is holding back, sometimes due to fear or past hurt, or simply not knowing how to articulate what you feel, okay? There could be a disconnection from yourself. This card can indicate that you are mentally busy, as usual, but emotionally depleted. You might be ignoring your intuition or emotional needs, or you might be feeling disconnected from your inner world. And again, every time I pull a daily card and then I do a reading for one of the signs, something in the daily reading shows up in the zodiac sign, the reading I do for one of the signs. And the daily card that came out today is you need to really, it was perception, and it was about trusting your intuition, okay? This card could also be about difficulty receiving. So you may be struggling to receive love or support, or you may be struggling to receive opportunities for emotional renewal. So it can show up as pushing people away or retreating inward, or just not trusting what's being offered. But healing is in progress. Okay, this card reversed can also mean the emotional cup is ready to be cleared out. Old feelings released, new energy invited in. It's a sign that the heart is undergoing a reset before it can overflow again. So with regards to relationships, there may be a need for emotional honesty. There may be feelings that were bottled up. There may be a connection that isn't being nurtured. And there may be a moment of, you may be experiencing emotional distancing. You could be feeling disconnected from your spiritual self, or you may be struggling to find meaning. The mind may be loud, but the heart is asking to be quiet. Okay? And then what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation is the Ace of Swords. The challenge is clarity. This card brings truth, clarity, and decisive thinking. But because it came out in your challenge position, it suggests that you are struggling to see a situation clearly, or you're struggling to make a decision, or you're struggling to see your truth. Spirit is saying you need to cut through this emotional confusion with your sword. Okay? This directly clashes with the emotional block shown by the reversed Ace of Cups. So your heart is blocked and your mind is trying to break through. But instead of clarity, this creates overthinking, second guessing, all this mental noise drowning out your intuition. You may be analyzing emotions instead of feeling them. There's a needed conversation that isn't happening. This card often represents a truth, a message, or an honest conversation. But as a challenge, in your challenge position, it suggests that you need to speak up, but you're not. Someone owes you clarity. This card is saying that communication is stalled or is avoided. This sword usually clears away what no longer serves. The challenge is that you may be resisting letting go of an old emotional pattern or a relationship or a belief. Cutting away the old. A new beginning wants to start. Two aces, this one and this one in a row, means a major new chapter is trying to emerge, but something is blocking the flow. Emotion is blocked, so clarity can't come through, which means clarity is blocked, so emotions can't heal. And then your foundation card is the Four of Pentacles reversed. This card shows the root of why you are in this current emotional and mental state. You're letting go after holding on too tightly. This card, when it's reversed, it shows up when someone has recently released control or let go of something that they were clinging to, or stopped guarding their heart so tightly. They loosened their grip on a situation or a person. On a deeper level, this card means the protective walls around the heart are finally starting to crack open. And this card perfectly fits with the Ace of Cups reversed, the emotional block. The block exists because you're in the process of releasing old defenses. Vulnerability is at the root of this situation, okay? The foundation of the situation is vulnerability. You may be feeling exposed, or you may be feeling uncertain, or emotionally unprotected. Maybe you're learning to trust again. But this creates emotional unstableness, and it contributes to the Ace of Cups reversed energy. There's a fear of loss, or there's a fear of insecurity here. This card reversed often stems from financial instability or a fear of losing stability. Maybe you have a fear of losing stability, of there may be insecurity in relationships, or maybe there's a sense of not having enough. It can be emotional or material, but the theme is still the same. An unstable foundation that influences your decisions and emotions right now. An unstable foundation that's influencing your decisions and your emotions right now. But Spirit is saying this card reversed also is about needing to release control. At the root is a lesson about releasing attachment, or just letting situations unfold, or surrendering old patterns. This lesson is challenging you now because you're trying to gain mental clarity while also trying to loosen the grip that once felt safe. So far with these three cards together, the foundation, the Four of Pentacles reversed, is saying that you've recently let go of a protective structure, or you've tried to open up more, but it left you feeling emotionally vulnerable. The current situation, the Ace of Cups reversed, and because of this vulnerability, your emotions feel blocked or shaky or hard to manage. You're trying to think clearly or communicate or make decisions, but the emotional instability underneath this makes clarity hard to find. You're trying to think clearly or communicate something or make a decision, but this emotional instability underneath is making this clarity that you're looking for hard to find. The Four of Cups in the past this card shows a past emotional pattern or experience that you haven't fully processed, and it's shaping your current situation. So this card is about emotional disengagement or numbness. So in the past, you were in a place where you felt disconnected emotionally, or you were unimpressed with what life or relationships were offering. You were emotionally withdrawn, or unmotivated or uninspired. It's the I don't even care anymore card. See? Arms crossed, legs crossed. But this emotional withdrawal didn't come from apathy. It came from disappointment or saturation. Now the past state is still echoing in the Ace of Cups reversed. emotional blockage in the present. This card could also represent a missed or ignored opportunities. This card often shows someone who didn't recognize an emotional opportunity or an offer or a connection because they were too deep in their own thoughts or dissatisfaction. So this might be a relationship that you didn't fully let in, or support that you didn't accept, or a chance for emotional renewal that you didn't take. Now, this is part of the foundation for why you feel blocked. In past situations when emotions became overwhelming or confusing, you may have pulled away, shut down, or avoided the deeper emotional work. And this tendency is still influencing the present, creating tension with the Ace of Swords. Clarity and communication that you are now challenged to embrace. The Four of Cups is a very internal, reflective energy. It shows a period in the past where you spent a lot of time thinking, reflecting, comparing past disappointments to present options, feeling stuck emotionally. That internal stagnation is why your emotional cup is reversed now. The emotional water has pooled instead of flowing. So the Four of Cups, with regards to your past, this is about emotional withdrawal, disengagement, and a tendency to sit with dissatisfaction rather than address it. You're now trying to release old defenses and loosen your grip on fear and control. And as you try to open up again, old emotional stagnation rises, creating a sense of emotional blockage. You're being pushed to seek clarity, express truth, or have an honest conversation, but your emotional heaviness and past patterns make this difficult. And then your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life. You have the Eight of Cups reversed. So this card is all about hesitation, emotional re-evaluation, and the tension between leaving something behind versus returning to something unresolved. So in the immediate future, this card shows a moment of not quite moving on, but also not wanting to stay where you are. This card often signals returning to a situation, a relationship, or an emotion that was previously walked away from. Or you're revisiting old feelings, or you're trying to understand why before moving forward. Something from the past hasn't been fully emotionally processed, and soon you will feel pulled back toward it for resolution. This is strongly linked to the Four of Cups in the past position. So in the coming period, you may struggle to fully detach from an old emotional pattern, or you might keep one foot in and one foot out of a situation, or you may feel uncertain about whether to stay or move on, or you may feel like you may have fear. You may be nervous, or you may be afraid of making the wrong emotional choice. And this reflects the reversed Ace of Cups, emotional blockage. You can't fully move forward until you face what's still lingering. Sometimes this card reversed signals fearing the deeper emotional work required for growth. So you may prefer familiar discomfort over unknown paths, or previous emotional patterns rather than risk. Or you may be holding on to something even if it no longer fits. And this ties directly into the Four of Pentacles reversed, loosening control. You've started releasing, but now the fear of change kicks in. The Eight of Cups reversed is a pause, not a decision. It shows standing at the emotional doorway, or looking back, or feeling the pull of the past, or feeling the fear of the future. Knowing you need to move forward, but you're hesitating. But this pause is important. It allows you to understand what you truly want. Okay? The past, Four of Cups, emotional detachment and dissatisfaction, your foundation, releasing emotional control and old defenses. The Ace of Cups, again, blocked emotional flow, vulnerability, and internal emotional congestion. You're needing clarity and truth, but you're struggling to find it. Your immediate future, the Eight of Cups reversed, says there's a moment where you consider walking away emotionally, but something pulls you back. You need closure or clarity before you can truly move on. In the near future, you will face a choice. Either do you keep repeating an old emotional cycle, or do you finally seek closure and clarity? The Eight of Cups reversed shows that you aren't ready to completely leave something behind. There's still emotional residue that must be acknowledged. This isn't a setback, it's a necessary moment before emotional renewal can occur. And then the outcome you desire most in your situation is the Nine of Wands reversed. So this card is saying that you want more than anything. What you want more than anything in this situation, the Nine of Wands reversed describes what Gemini wants more than anything in this situation, even if you haven't admitted it to yourself yet. What you truly desire, Gemini, is to stop fighting, to stop defending, to stop struggling. This card reverse shows a deep wish to put the walls down. You're tired, you're emotionally tired, you're mentally tired, you're tired of protecting yourself, you're tired of fighting the same emotional battles, you're tired of being on guard, you're feeling like you have to hold it all together. Your desired outcome is relief, to finally stop bracing for the worst. Okay, this aligns perfectly with the Four of Pentacles reversed, loosening emotional defenses, to let go of old wounds. This card, the Nine of Wands reverse, shows you don't want to keep carrying the weight of past hurts, previous disappointments, emotional scars, old fears. You want to stop being shaped by what hurts you, which connects directly to the Four of Cups, emotional numbness from past hurts, and the Ace of Cups reversed, that present emotional block. You want healing that doesn't require consistent vigilance. You want to finally feel safe enough to drop your guard. I love that for you. This is the heart of the desired outcome. You want to trust someone. You want to trust yourself. You want to feel emotionally safe. You do not have to stay in, you don't want to have to stay in survival mode, okay? The desired outcome that you want is to not have to stay in survival mode. You want to stop expecting disappointment or abandonment. This also ties to the reverse Eight of Cups. You don't want to walk away, but you also don't want to keep guarding yourselves against the same pain. You want to stop repeating the same pattern. This card, reverse, can show a desire to stop repeating old emotional cycles. You have a desire to stop fighting the same internal battles, to stop replaying the same fears and narratives over and over again. You want to break the loop. Okay? This reflects the tension of the Ace of Swords in the challenge position. You want clarity and a new mental pattern, but you're struggling to reach it. You need to soften, you need to rest, you need to heal. Ultimately, the desired outcome is to be able to just let go, relax emotionally, not feel so protective or suspicious. You want to allow vulnerability without fear. You want to be able to be vulnerable, but not be afraid. You want emotional ease, the opposite of the reversed Ace of Cups heaviness. Okay? Emotional withdrawal and dissatisfaction with your past, with the Four of Cups. Your foundation, you're letting go of old defenses and emotional control. You're experiencing an emotional block still. You have a fear of opening. There's past emotions that are resurfacing. You're needing clarity and communication, but you're struggling mentally. You're hesitating to walk away. You're returning to old emotions for closure or understanding. You just want the fight to be over. You want to stop guarding your heart and finally let yourself feel again without fear. Your self-image card, how you see yourself, is you got the Fool. In this position, the Fool isn't about naivete. It's about how you perceive your own journey right now. And this is rich because it gives us insight into why the rest of the spread looks the way it does. The Fool is saying that you see yourself as starting over. You feel like you're on the edge of a new chapter, a new emotional beginning, a new version of yourself, a new way of relating to others, a new mindset. Even if things are confusing right now, you sense a reset happening. The Fool is the ultimate fresh start energy, and you see yourself standing at the threshold. You see yourself as being open to change, but you're nervous about it. The Fool is brave, but also inexperienced and uncertain. So you see yourself as someone who wants freedom, someone who wants to take a leap of faith, or someone who wants a new emotional direction, but you're still dealing with old fears, emotional hesitancy, and the weight of the past. You want to jump, but the emotional block has you second guessing yourself. You believe you're ready to break patterns. The Fool sees life with fresh eyes. So you may see yourself as wanting to stop repeating old emotional cycles, or you want to take a chance, or you want to trust again, or you want to let go of old defenses. Wanting to let go of old defenses. This is extremely important because it shows you don't see yourself as stuck. You see yourself as someone who is learning how to move forward. The Fool is hopeful, but also very exposed. So you may see yourself as being vulnerable or unsure. You might emotionally feel like you have a beginner mind, but you're ready to explore again, even if you're afraid. And this card mirrors the Four of Pentacles reversed. You're starting to open up after being guarded for a long time. You may view yourself as someone who wants to trust the universe, even if you don't truly trust. Even if you don't fully trust people yet, you sense that life is pushing you towards something new. You're meant to move forward now. There's a path that's unfolding, even if you don't fully see it yet. You're trying to get mental clarity on this new beginning. That's what the Ace of Swords is about. Okay? Yeah, you're ready to begin again, a fresh start, a clean slate, a braver version of yourself. This is incredibly encouraging. It means you see yourself as capable of growth, change, and renewal, even if the emotional path ahead is tricky. And then the Nine of Swords in your environment position, or how others see you. This position tells us how the world around you perceives you, or what energies your environment is reflecting back to you. The Nine of Swords reversed is a powerful card here. So it's saying that others see you as coming out of a dark period. People around you sense that you've been overwhelmed, anxious, stressed. You're carrying emotional or mental burdens. You're caught in fear, or worst case, thinking. But they can also sense that you are starting to recover. Okay, this makes total sense with the Ace of Cups reversed, the emotional blockage. The Ace of Swords with the mental clarity challenge. The Eight of Cups reversed, not quite ready to walk away. Your environment sees you as someone who has been struggling internally, but is trying to rise again. Others sense you're trying to heal. Okay? This card reversed often signals healing, processing, becoming more self-aware, or trying to release anxiety or guilt. Your environment sees your effort. This matches the self-image of the Fool. You see yourself as starting over, and others see you as trying to climb out of emotional heaviness. People know that you're still guarded or hurting, even if you don't show it. Although this card shows improvement, it also shows that others know you still have lingering worries. People can tell that something is still weighing on your mind, and that there's a sense of you're better, but not all the way okay yet. Okay, this is mirrored in the Nine of Wands reversed. The desired outcome. You want to drop your guard, but you're still exhausted from past battles, and others feel that exhaustion. Your environment reflects the need for support. This card suggests the environment around you might be trying to help you, trying to reassure you, trying to show concern, and they are aware of your vulnerability. You may not realize how visible your emotional journey is to others. People see the cracks and the healing happening simultaneously. Others see you as someone who is facing their shadows. People don't see you as weak. They see you as someone who is confronting their fears, someone who is working through emotional baggage, someone who's trying to understand themselves, someone who's gaining self-awareness. There's respect here. They see you as someone brave enough to face what's been hurting you. They see you as someone brave enough to face what's been hurting you. You're coming out of a difficult headspace. They see that you're healing. You're ready. You see yourself as ready to start fresh. The world sees you as emerging from emotional or mental stress. There's a shared story of recovery, renewal, and cautious hope. The environment validates your journey, even if the journey is messy. Then your hopes and fears. The Page of Wands is the spark of inspiration, enthusiasm, curiosity, and new beginnings. But in the hopes and fears position, its meaning becomes beautifully layered. You both deeply hope and you both deeply hope for and secretly fear the same thing. Your hope is a new passion, a new beginning, a new direction. You hope for a fresh adventure, a new burst of energy, a spark returning to your life, the courage to move forward, something to get excited about again, a path that lights you up emotionally or creatively. And this aligns directly with the Fool card, your self-image card, ready to start fresh, wanting to lower defenses. You want to embrace something new. You want fire again. You want to feel alive again, but you fear not being ready or not being capable. With the Page of Wands comes fear. What if I fall? What if I fail? What if I make the wrong move? What if I get excited then I get hurt? What if this is too soon after what I've been through? What if I don't have enough stability yet? The Page is inexperienced, and you fear the vulnerability that comes with inexperience. You're afraid of taking a leap because you're still recovering. You hope to reclaim your fire. You hope to feel passion again. You hope to follow inspiration, to trust your impulses, to start something new and exciting. This is the same spirit as the Fool, but with more enthusiasm. You fear immaturity, impulsiveness, or repeating past mistakes. Jumping in too fast. You fear trusting the wrong person. You fear repeating old emotional cycles, getting carried away by desire or excitement. This connects directly to the Eight of Cups reversed. You fear walking away and fear returning. You fear staying stagnant, and you fear change. It's a real emotional crossroads. You have a desire to become brave again. At the core of your hope is a desire to be brave. At the core of your fear is the memory of what happened the last time you were brave. The Page represents your inner spark, your inner child, your capacity for optimism. You both long for it and are scared of it. You're ready to start a new chapter. You want to follow your spark again, but you're afraid you'll get hurt or lost. The Page shows the hopeful part of you rising again, but not without anxiety. And then your outcome card is a Seven of Pentacles. This card shows patience, assessment, slow progress, and delayed results. It shows that the situation is growing, maturing, and developing, but not quickly and not dramatically. And if things remain as they are, your outcome is slow but steady emotional healing. No sudden breakthroughs, no dramatic endings or beginnings, no big leaps. Instead, this card, the Seven of Pentacles, says this will take time, but the seeds have been planted. All of your emotional work, the releasing, the hesitating, the introspection, is growing beneath the surface, even if it doesn't show immediate results. You're in a period of evaluation and reassessment. You will find yourselves reviewing your choices, thinking about what's worth investing in, questioning what stays and what must go. You're deciding where you want to put your time and heart. You're still evaluating whether to stay or move on. This card, then your outcome card, is saying, let me really think this through. That's what you're saying. You're going to be saying to yourself. No drastic movement, just thoughtful progress. So this card suggests no sudden endings, no dramatic new beginnings, no major emotional collapses or breakthroughs. Instead, your situation stabilizes into a period of careful growth, reflection, and slow realization. What you're doing now will pay off later. Your emotional work, even the messy parts, is not in vain. They're building a foundation. They're clearing old patterns and are preparing for long-term growth. The payoff isn't immediate, but it's coming. Okay, patience is required. This card is asking you to trust the process, give time for clarity to form, allow emotions to unfold naturally, avoid rushing decisions, and recognize the value of gradual healing. Okay, this is especially important given the Page of Wands. You want forward motion, but you're also scared of moving too fast. This card honors that tension in a healthy way. Okay. A slow, steady, thoughtful path forward. No rushing, no forcing. Everything unfolds at the natural pace it needs. Okay. Your spread is incredibly consistent. In the past, emotional numbness, disappointment, your foundation, you're slowly releasing old defenses. Your present, emotional blockages and vulnerability. Your challenge, you're attempting to find clarity, but you're struggling. Your immediate future, there's hesitation to move on. You're revisiting emotional loose ends. Your desired outcome, you're wanting to drop the emotional fight and soften. Your self-image, you see yourself on the brink of a new journey. Your environment, others see you healing gradually. Your hopes and fears, you hope for renewed passion, but there's a fear of leaping too soon. Okay? You're not stuck, Gemini. You're growing, just slowly, and that's okay. There is progress happening beneath the surface. Things will bear fruit, but only with patience, care, and consistent inner work. You're laying the groundwork for a new emotional chapter. And this card is saying, don't give up. You're closer than you think. Slow progress is still progress. And the overall energy of the reading is the Chariot. This card is about control and willpower, direction and focus, victory through effort, overcoming obstacles. Okay? This card shows that the entire reading, with all its emotional ups and downs, ultimately revolves around you taking the reins of your life and emotions. It's about mastery over emotional and mental conflicts. You're looking at this spread. This card tells us that you have the inner strength to navigate all of these challenges, even if you feel blocked, hesitant, or weary of the energy of the Chariot suggests that you can steer yourselves forward once you harness focus and determination. The Chariot is about moving forward with purpose, even when the path isn't perfectly clear. Right? You want a new beginning, but you feel cautious. This card tells you the power to take control and steer your course already exists within you. It's just a matter of aligning intention and action. The Chariot often involves two forces pulling in opposite directions. This mirrors your struggle between your head and your heart. The Ace of Swords, mind and clarity. The Ace of Cups reversed, the heart and the emotions. The overall energy says if you can balance intellect and emotion, you can move decisively forward instead of remaining stuck in reflection. This card shows slow, steady progress. This card says that with focus and willpower, you can accelerate that growth. You don't have to wait passively. You can actively steer your emotional and life journey. Carefully, intentionally, and with purpose. You have faced emotional blocks, past withdrawal, and hesitation. You want freedom, new beginnings, and to stop fighting. You have the control, the strength, and the focus to overcome obstacles, balance your emotions and intellect, and move forward. Victory is possible, but it requires conscious direction and inner discipline. Okay? And then your animal spirit card is the dolphin. So the dolphin encourages you to lighten up despite emotional heaviness. Healing doesn't have to be heavy. Allow joy and curiosity to guide you. This card is a reminder that play and laughter are powerful tools for emotional recovery. Use empathy and gentle clarity in your interactions. Trust your intuition and your mind together. So that is your reading. I hope you receive some guidance or insight from this reading. If you do, leave me a comment down below the video. Thank you so much for letting me channel this reading for you today. Gemini, take good care. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.